Libra, my darlings, it's gonna be okay. God has been watching all along, and you are now transitioning in the right direction. I can see you've been cheated out of something. You have sacrificed a lot. Today, we are going to deep dive into exactly what on earth has been in the way and preventing you from succeeding, because you have done the work. You are an incredibly good person. You have trusted in God and spirit. You have been through so much toxicity and karmic cycles in your life. Something was hidden from you. Communication is coming in now, but the younger version of you needed to go through this first. We're going to unpack all of this right now. The younger version of you, or in your younger days, you were cheated, you were robbed of something. Some kind of communication you had with someone in the past about money resulted in you losing out on something big. You should have inherited something, been rewarded something. I want to stick with inheritance. You should have been given something. It was your right. Whatever you discovered, whatever you spoke on, this could be related to intellectual property, copyright material. It doesn't appear to be a legal case, but it appears to be something small enough and significant enough that you were the green light for this to happen. But you were sacrificed in the development of this. The manager, the CEO, the lead, whoever was in charge, someone cut you out of this. You were sacrificed, you were let go, you were fired, you were sent packing, but you trusted in God because you had a bigger plan. You were doing the R&D, I want to say. You were doing the background research. You were building the relationships. You're the one with the client base, the clientele. You were experiencing, living life. What you didn't see is karma play out for this person. That's what I'm here to tell you today. I know that you may feel like someone got away with murder practically. This was underhanded. You should have never gone through this situation that you did. You should have been a lot more prosperous. You should have had a lot more zeros around your net worth. That's the truth. A lot of conversations have been had that you don't know about that highlights that this person cheated you out of your rightful passage. Okay? So I'm honoured to be able to share that with you today. And I'm sorry that maybe that hasn't materialised in your reality as it should have yet. But God's here. God's at play. God's running the show. God knows you. Yeah? What a reward. What a nice way to start this reading. God knows you. We should just stop the reading there. I'm not going to make this long. I don't need to put anything else into your head. You can click off now if you really want to. Because God knows you. God's got you. Done. Done. The only other thing really coming out in this energy is the simple fact that you have been through an absolute obstacle. For confirmation, let's just clean this up. You went through absolute hell. You moved on time and time again. Left so many other people behind time and time again. Communities time and time again. You could do freelance or some kind of job where you work for a year's fixed term contract here, fixed term contract there, build clientele with these people here. You've been bouncing around, job, office space, career, moving around. But you've done it with love. You've lived in your truth. You've been authentic. So you're kind of like a trailblazer, kind of like a wanderer, a free spirit. A lot of terms like vagabond and stuff like that refer to people and travelers that just kind of wander around in life and do things aimlessly with no meaning and purpose. What they don't understand is some of the greatest minds and some of the greatest people in the world, you wander off and you go here and there because you're building, you're manifesting your own reality that's never been seen before. So you're going to need to go off and fractalize and shard and fork in new places that have never been sharded or forked before. You need new experiences. You can't just do the status quo. You can't stay in that career or that industry or that sector and expect to succeed in line with the vision that you have for yourself, that God gave you at the start of time, that you know you're destined for, because you're truly awakened. You're incredibly gifted. Incredibly gifted, Libra. You had a really interesting relationship with what appears to be a female in charge who seems to have sacrificed you, and you're really patient and honest and integritous in the pursuit of all of this, and at the end of the day it didn't go your way. You were really burdened by it, so you left. And that was a karmic relationship. Whatever happened and whatever misuse of power or misuse of trust or whatever happened, it was unhealthy. It wasn't you, it was on them. And that's a lesson for them to learn. That's their behavior. That's their karma. Yeah? At the end of the day, look at you now. Let's say that. Although you may not be where you could have been or should have been because the way in which you were cheated out of what was destined for you, you've still made it. Yeah? You still made it, Libra. If I've called you Gemini at any point in this read, I can only apologise because I'm getting Gemini in my head. I've just done a Gemini read not that long ago. So my apologies if I did say that. But if not, let's focus on you, Libra. And let's say the Emperor's here with the King of Pentacles. After Three of Swords, you went through hell with a person specifically. A career specifically. A community specifically. In my head, I get rug pulling community as a really good example for this. So, when a coin tanks, whoever was leading that coin is now the absolute devil, right? So, even if you are not guilty and you didn't do anything wrong and you didn't rug pull anyone, you're too close to the person who did do it, or there's some underhanded tactics that you took the hit for and you're getting blamed. If you don't know what rug pulling is, I'm so sorry. It's a crypto term for basically being frauded out of your money, being ripped off. But someone here or in the past who you connected with in life, a lot of people you connected with in your younger days as an entrepreneur were people that just rip people off for money. People with a lack of morality. People not very well, so they didn't care if you weren't very well. So when you're opening up about your mental health and your emotional well-being and where you're going, what you want to do in your life, you're expecting them to be understanding and compassionate and empathic. They can't do that because they don't have those qualities, because they haven't got good mental health or emotional well-being themselves, right? It will be the blind leading the blind. I will say you didn't receive any apologies, so I'm sorry about that again. I'm quite empathic in this reading as well, because I feel like there's been so much injustice around you where you didn't get the sorries you would deserve. You didn't get to see this person's karma really play out for them. And you didn't really know that this 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 people, up to 10 to 5 people, right, now know for a fact that you were cheated out of what was really destined for you. And they know that now. So this is me delivering that to you today. I hope that finds you well, and I hope that gives you some assurity, along with the Justice card coming out next, and the King of Swords. God's got you. 100,000,000%. You know God very well. Well done. Because at the end of the day, right, only the people that have really hit rock bottom and had nothing else to fucking live for really get this level of energy where you know God. You know God because no one else was left. Right? Why do I know God so well? Because at one point in time, there was no one left but me and God. I had no one but God. I had to give myself entirely to God. It was just me and God day in and day out for very, very, very long windows of time. For there was no one else. And that is where faith comes from, inner belief comes from, wisdom comes from, strength comes from, integrity comes from, stability, groundedness, good mental health, emotional well-being, the ability to see beyond. You've worked really, really hard on that. Really hard. Now you're in a power seat, Queen of Pentacles out. Tower moments right here. What the hell? Something interesting's coming in for you. Yep, intuitively you know this, you're aware. You're quite awakened. Clear senses. I feel like you're quite clairaudient, claircognizant, clairsentient as well. You're really good at just sensing what's going on and knowing what to do about it, navigating through life with just your senses. Low-level senses, you don't really speak about it, but you do have this thing on the right side of your eye or eyebrow. You get a little twitch, or you get a little shift in tension in the side of your face, your right side, I get. Let me know if I'm right in the comments. Hit like if you resonate. But yeah, I'm picking up on this kind of this radared awakening that you get with your clear senses that impacts that area of your face, yeah? and your senses increase a little bit more, and you know when something's off or something's right or something's going on, just based on those minor adjustments in your face, right? If you're sensitive, you know. If you know, you know, hit the like, right? Three of Pentacles as well out, yeah, and Ace of Cups. Wow. Give me a minute to look at this. Intuitively, you know something's coming for you, something amazing, something incredible, something purposeful. With the King of Cups here and the Ace of Cups, it is emotionally fulfilling for you, and it doesn't feel like an overflow where it's too much and you're overly emotional and you're crying about it, because you've already been through all of this. Like, you're a seer, you're a sage, so you know this. But the emotions that may come up for you over the next 2 weeks is you making a choice, yeah? And this is a choice for you to be a little bit more, I want to say sexy. Bear with me, I don't know why I'm saying that. If you know why, hit the like. Feel free to share more in the comments. But interesting, I'm getting, be a little bit more sexy. So you're quite stoic and in your emotions. I feel like I'm connecting with a man. I could be wrong, but I've got a strong masculine presence here with the King of Swords, the King of Cups, and all these other energies. Very powerful presence on the table here. Also a gifted sage or seer. So with that energy, with the King of Cups and the King of Wands, I'm seeing you're aware of this beautiful thing approaching you and this beautiful change in your life. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck as I say this. Destiny card out, and then you know you've got the Two of Swords, the Two of Wands, so this shift in and change in you towards the King of Wands, which for me is simply you've been in your emotions, you've been that emotional body, you already have the King of Pentacles locked in from a good while back when you first devoted yourself to God in the way in which you did, right? Spirit, universe, whatever it is for you, right? Spirituality, faith. So now it is about that I want to say self-care, but it sounds silly. Because for you, it's not a self-care conversation. It's that sexy energy. I want to say getting your sexy back, and I want to sing I'm bringing sexy back. But that still doesn't feel quite right. It's a little bit of luxury, but not attached to materialism. It's the colours that you wear, the elegance and stride that you walk with, how you exude the King of Wands energy, and how you give off sexy. I say sexy so much nowadays, and I've been saying it for ages, and I always have to put a disclaimer with it. Sometimes the sexiest people and the sexiest energies have nothing to do with sexy, and it's not even a turn on or sexually related. It's the sacral vibration of, wow, aren't you full of acceptance? Haven't you really mastered your sacral energy? Aren't you absolutely sacral? That's what I should be saying. Instead of sexy, I should say sacral. Because that's what it is. You need to present with your acceptance because you've done it. And I think there's a bit of you that's just a bit like, really? Can I just chill now? Can I just be that? Can I exude that? I've done it. You've done it. Yeah? So you've been holding back in this stoic energy with all of this emotion. Really masterful. Whoever you deal with and work with on a day-to-day basis, how you present to them, how you be the stoic masculine energy and provider for all of these people and all of these things. It's kind of like you're going from the emoji with the glasses and the moustache, yeah, to the emoji with the sunglasses. That's the best way I can say it. You're going to start using the emoji with the sunglasses all the time, but over the last year you've been using the kind of disguise emoji with the moustache and the glasses on. Massive shift in energy. Do you get what I mean? You're cool and you're dapper and you're suave, and you don't need to be. You're not trying to be. This isn't clout chasing. This is literally you now. Because you work so hard to get to this point in your life, you haven't really accepted you're there yet. You remember the day that you wanted this? You remember the day that you wanted to be this way? You remember how long ago you started manifesting this? Oh, you didn't realise you made it, you're here. You are that version of self now. You've done it. Against incredible odds as well. Unfortunately, you didn't get to see the takedown of these motherfuckers that really screwed you over. But God tries to teach us over and over again. It's not about the demise of others or witnessing karma hit anyone else. True empaths as well, and people with compassion, hate to see the other fall, even if the other stabbed us in the back 20 million times. Because we still have empathy and heart, unfortunately. Apathy training is available eventually at hermitology.me. Do check the link in the description for more. But I'm going to leave you there, because I think we've just discussed how beautiful you are, Libra, and how amazing your energy is, and how hard you've worked to get here. And I wish you nothing but the best. And yeah, I'll be back soon with more to dive in a little more. Love and light.